All right, what's going on, guys? Shady Mike Gaming. Check it out. Ayesha Curry says the NBA Finals is fixed. That's what she's got to say. Now, she says it's rigged. Now, all right. Now you got Golden State fans after they just came back from 3-1 deficit versus OKC, saying the league is fixed. Now, I'm sure there are OKC fans who are trying to say the exact same thing right now. Now, this is my opinion on that issue, and let me be very clear. I think before this year, only twice in history had a team come back down from 3-1, from down 3-1. It's about to happen twice in 2 weeks, all right? Now, I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm not a Thunder fan. I'm not a Cavaliers fan. I don't care about any of these teams in the playoffs. Can I please make that clear? I have no links to any of these teams. I don't care. I'm a Sixers fan. We got the number one pick in the draft. We going crazy on Thursday. All right, Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, who knows? But back to the subject at hand. Ayesha Curry thinks it's rigged. And you got people coming at this woman's throat as if they ain't somebody, as if there isn't people in jail right now for rigging NBA games. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't something we've never seen before. Listen, I don't believe any sport is fixed. Let me just get that out in the open now. I don't believe any sport is fixed. I don't believe any athlete's going to work their butt off and then go, take money to throw a game. I don't believe that would happen. What I do believe is that the NBA has an agenda and they got money to make. That I do believe. This series with the Warriors, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you're a fan of. I'm just going to state facts right now. There's no excuse this series should have went 6, let alone the 7. The Warriors had the Cavs dead in the water. They suspend Draymond Green and say, look, we got to keep this going. Warriors probably going to beat the Cavs again. And the refs say, look, Cavs probably aren't going to be able to beat the Warriors. Let's foul out Steph Curry. Let's give him, if for anyone who watched Game 6, it was 3 straight ridiculous fouls. I think it was 4, 5, and 6. The charge on LeBron James where he barreled over him, and then they called a block. The rip on Kyrie Irving where he just took the cookies, just took it from him. They said, oh, nah, can't let that go. Can't let that happen. And then the flop by LeBron James to get Curry fouled out of the game where we have the infamous mouthpiece toss. You know what I mean? It's a point where you're LeBron James. To some people, you're the greatest player to ever play the game. Anyone who would say that, I wouldn't really respect their basketball knowledge anyway. To some people, you're the best player in the league. Don't agree with that either, but okay. How much help do you need to be competitive in an NBA Finals series? That's my question to you guys today before the game, a couple hours before tip-off. How much help does LeBron James need for this legacy? We're at the point where LeBron James's legacy is almost becoming fabricated. Again, I'm not saying that the NBA has this agenda to make LeBron James look better than he is. Some people would say that. I wouldn't go that far. The problem is, I'm going to watch the game tonight, but truth be told, I couldn't care less who wins. The Cavaliers are not NBA champions. In my opinion, the Warriors won the NBA championship when they came out the East. When they came out the West. That's my opinion, as I get cooked by Steph right here. But look, that's how I looked at it. But I'm not gonna sit here and say nothing all the while the Cavs played the Pistons. Who was it? My bad. It was the Pistons, the Hawks. Oh, and the Raptors, obviously, on their way to do a finals run. That's just not even legitimate. You're not playing. I mean, that's barely playoff competition. The irony of it is, I felt like the Pistons were the best team they played, and they killed them. The Raptors taking them to 6 was a surprise to me. So I just wanted to address the Ayesha Curry comments. I'm glad she said what she said. There's no way the NBA Finals is legitimate. I wanted to attack this another way, too. I have a couple friends from work. They're hockey fans. Now, they watched Game 6. We couldn't watch it together. I was busy. But they watched Game 6. And people... I'll say it this way. And I want to be quick with this point because I do want to make it. I think the NBA is a better game. As I take it to the rim, I think the NBA is a better game than hockey. I think the NBA is a better game than the NFL. It's definitely a better game than baseball. It's not, baseball is boring. I think it appeals to more people. You know what I mean? I think the NBA is a better game than hockey because it appeals to people of multiple cultures. As a black man, I don't see myself in any hockey players. Now, the thing about that is you then have the issue of the integrity of the game in basketball. The refs have way too much power. Now, what are you talking about? Listen, I've always said that, when a play happens and a non-basketball fan asks, well, wait, isn't that a foul? But it happens in the last 2 minutes of a game. My response is, yeah, but they're not going to call that at that junction of the game. And they ask me all the time, like, well, why does the rules of the game change depending on the time of the game? You know what I mean? It's the integrity of the game, which is suspect, to say the least. The way that the Game 6 transpired, my friend who was a hockey fan said, look, that would have never happened in a hockey game. The refs are not going to sit here and it was so blatant. They were targeting Steph Curry. It was like pretty embarrassing as a fan of this game to watch them do that. So I wanted to touch on that. I like to think the NBA is one of the best games, one of the best leagues, but it's tough to defend the sketchiness, how suspect the league can be sometimes. And I, as an NBA fan, there's nothing I can say to combat that. So NBA Finals Game 7, I don't like the Cavs. I don't like LeBron James. A coworker of mine said, and I am just ranting at this point, I admit, but I haven't been on here in a while and I want to get these thoughts out. Coworker of mine said, quote, you have to respect LeBron James. You have to respect who he is and how hard he works. And, quite frankly, I said, I don't have to respect anything. You know what I mean? He's a 6'8", 280-pound monster who barrels his way to the rim and cries when he doesn't get calls. You know what I mean? He flops around the court as if he was 6'1", 160 pounds. I don't have to respect that, and I don't respect it. I don't respect his skill set. I don't respect his attitude on or off the court. I never did, never will. And that's not going to change. So I guess you could legitimately call me a LeBron hater. And if that's accurate, it's accurate. I don't have to, change my views of what a professional athlete should be to appeal to the ESPN masses, you know what I mean, that are trying to make LeBron James the second coming of, Jordan or whoever you want to say. Because when I look at LeBron James, people say, oh, he's a top 5 player of all time. I said, well, somebody's going to have to do some explaining to me because he's not better than Jordan, not better than Wilt. I'm one of the people who don't leave out Kareem. He's not a better player than Kareem was. He's not. You know what I mean? He's definitely not better than Bird. I don't even think his skill set is better than Bird, ironically, but that's a conversation for another time. I think Larry Bird is actually underrated at this junction. You know what I mean? So it's that mindset that, you know, this whole NBA season has left such a sour taste in my mouth, and I've expected so much more from the league. But all I got to say is that's why I'm happy it's not my team. My team has the first pick in the draft on Thursday, and we're going to see how that goes. But other than that, you know, I'm not saying don't enjoy the NBA, but sometimes you got to take this stuff with a grain of salt. So enjoy the finals tonight, people. I got some videos coming. I want to talk about NBA 2K17. Probably do like a wish list or something like that. So give me time for that. But I wanted to check in with you guys. You know, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting, guys. And I'll see you soon. Shady Mike signing off.